Hello and welcome. I'm Saeed from StoryPlanet.net. Dive right into the essence of the most captivating books without reading them cover to cover. Whether you're on the go, at the gym, or just relaxing at home, we offer you a unique and enriching listening experience. Today, we are exploring the book Brief, a creation by Joseph McCormack. Brief, 2014, is a guide that illustrates the significance of brevity in order to maximize influence. These summaries showcase the power of concise communication in an era overflowing with information, detail the obstacles to brevity, and provide practical tips for enhancing your own communication while saving time for both yourself and others. Before we delve into these revelations, it's interesting to note that Joseph McCormack is a renowned authority in using storytelling and narratives to effectively convey information in the corporate world. He has offered his expertise to various professionals, including military leaders and top executives of renowned companies such as SAP, MasterCard, and Harley-Davidson. Copyright 2014, John Wiley & Sons, Inc. Used with permission from John Wiley & Sons, Inc. This material shall not be shared with any unauthorized third parties. With 7 key ideas to unveil, brace yourself for a deep dive into this captivating book. On StoryPlanet.net. To start, the text discusses the concept of why people tend to talk too much and the possible benefits or motivations behind it. The text explores the difficulty that people face in being concise and to the point when communicating. It highlights the various factors that contribute to this problem and offers strategies to overcome them. The summarizer discusses the number of distractions faced by workers, the effectiveness of Steve Jobs' storytelling technique, and the importance of brevity even in small talk. By mastering the art of being concise, individuals can become more influential communicators. Key idea number 1. In order to be heard in today's distracting world, it is important to make your point quickly. In today's world, we are overwhelmed with information and distractions, making it difficult to capture people's attention. Our limited mental capacity and constant interruptions make it challenging to process the vast amount of data we encounter. The average attention span has decreased from 12 seconds to 8 seconds in the last 5 years. To overcome this, it is crucial to make your point quickly and effectively by using attention-grabbing headlines. Failure to communicate concisely can lead to lost opportunities and a damaged reputation. Key idea number 2. This text encourages individuals to address and overcome unconscious obstacles that hinder their ability to be concise and brief in their communication. The difficulty in being brief stems from subconscious reasons like confidence and comfort level. Experts can get stuck on technicalities, and feeling comfortable often leads to saying too much. Confusion and lack of organization can also lead to excessive talking. Explaining too much can risk losing patience and trust. Brevity is important and can be achieved through 4 techniques. Key idea number 3. Using brief mind maps is an effective way to simplify ideas and outline information. The text suggests using brief mind maps to outline presentations in order to communicate information clearly and concisely. Brief stands for background, reasons or relevance, information for inclusion, ending, and expecting follow-up questions. The key to creating a mind map is to start with a headline, provide relevant details, present key information, summarize the presentation, and anticipate and address audience questions. The goal is to be clear and efficient in communication. Key idea number 4. Using visuals can make your ideas stand out and become more engaging. Pictures are valuable in communication because they are more memorable and appealing than text. Studies show that 65% of people are visual learners and remember about 80% of what they see. In contrast, people only remember about 30% of what they read and 10% of what they hear. Using visuals like infographics, videos, graphs, charts, illustrations, and animations can effectively convey messages. USA Today founder Ol Newharth successfully used visuals and shorter stories to adapt to a fast-paced world where people have less time to read lengthy articles. Key idea number 5. The text suggests replacing corporate jargon with a compelling narrative. Storytelling is a critical technique when presenting information. A narrative map, similar to a mind map, helps structure the story. Steve Jobs' presentation on the first-generation iPhone is a great example of narrative mapping. He identified the challenge, opportunity, approach, and payoff of the product. It is important to avoid turning business stories into fairy tales and instead stick to a straightforward story that addresses why, how, who, when, where, and what. Key idea number 6. Active listening is the key to transforming one-way monologues into two-way balanced conversations. Being brief in conversations is actually beneficial. To do this, practice active listening and ask thoughtful questions. The talk method, talk, active listening, converse, can help guide conversations. Listen attentively and respond with a clear point. Stick to one topic and bridge to new ones. Keep responses brief and know when to stop speaking. Conversations are about understanding and responding to what the other person cares about. Treat it like a game of tennis, not golf. Key idea number 7. Show respect for others by being brief and concise in your communication. Consider their time and show that you care by being mindful of the information you provide. Being brief is essential for proper etiquette and good manners. It shows respect for others' time. Meetings can be time-consuming, so setting time limits and using a countdown timer can make them more efficient. In presentations, starting with a why question helps address important issues up front. On social media, short posts and visual content are most effective. Being brief is also important in small talk to avoid sharing too much information and potentially damaging your reputation. Sharing good news and bad news succinctly is more impressive and minimizes discomfort. Being brief is polite, both in professional and personal contexts. In conclusion, in order to communicate effectively in a world full of distractions, it is important to be brief. Understanding the subconscious factors that cause us to prolong explanations, practicing presentation planning strategies, and mastering the art of storytelling can significantly improve communication skills. A piece of actionable advice is to be prepared to answer your boss's daily question of, "How's it going?" succinctly and effectively. Rather than providing excessive details, focus on highlighting progress and accomplishments. If nothing concise comes to mind, it is better to say nothing new than to go into unnecessary details. Thank you for listening to this summary. If you enjoyed this exploration, we invite you to discover other fascinating books on storyplanet.net. Don't wait any longer. A multitude of books, stories, and knowledge await you there. See you soon on storyplanet.net.